people don't know what to believe. Shalom, young man. What's going on, mighty man? How you doing?
Destruction is on the way, man. That lake of fire
people are not
right here.
The news.
You never know who we gonna have on here, man.
You never know. You want to know why?
You can't expect Priest and Officer Kukunga.
There's so much.
He gonna be on here.
The first woe was passed, the second woe passed, and the third woe coming quickly. You understand? They over there going nuts.
We want to make sure you understand.
It's not going
signs of the time. You want to make sure you understand everything that's going on.
You're not here for your feelings.
Why? Why is it so important to know?
If you all in your feelings, you just such emotional person, man. You might want to tune in to Joel Osteen.
Before Christ returns, you understand? Yeah, right. So that way you know what to do. You know what to do. All right. I have an article for you here. It's not even an article. It's a picture that caught my eye earlier. Let me remove this. Okay. Share this screen. This picture was on Facebook. Now, this is a reputable news site. Of course, I've researched it. I looked it up. I'm an avid news watcher. Okay. And this here is called the Wild Berries Distribution Center in Russia. Right? This is the Wild Berries. Disregard my heading, my title on this post. All right. But this here is the wild. This here looks like something out of a movie. Let me see if I can blow it up. Maybe that's a little bit better. Can everybody see that? This here is the Wild Berries Distribution Center in Russia. This was done yesterday, last night, while you were all asleep, by the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians bombed this Wild Berries Distribution Center. Why is this so important? The Bible talks about in these last days how there will be wars, rumors of wars, how nation will rise against nation. Our King Christ spoke about these days. This fight for Ukraine against Ukraine by Russia, by Vladimir Putin, have been going on for 5 years. 5 years. Now, Cucumber, surely that Rocky movie with Drago had us all fooled out. There's no way that we thought that the Russians, who America was just in a Cold War with 50 years ago, that lasted damn near 60 years. There's no way you could have told us that it would take them 5 years to advance the military from a swath of land the size of Manhattan, New York, to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There's no way. 5 years, and now they're getting their ass beat. Do you know I looked up a stat that was insane? It said, give me 1 second, I'll bring you on. Hold on. There was a stat I read that said the average Russian soldier lasts 35 minutes on the front line. And I'm not making that up. You can go and research that. All right, Shalom. What's going on, Kukan? Go ahead, clap it up.
Hey, Shalom, Shukatah.
How you feel, like?
I'm Tawab.
Most High Christ. Damn right. Damn right. Always good to see you, Kukan. I'm Tawab, brother. You know, slaving, making sure this school runs, making sure we building up these zones that Commander Juliana has entrusted us with, doing what we're supposed to do, making sure our people are taken care of, solving your problems, answering your phone calls. We trying to fish, we're fishing young men, fishing sisters, doing everything we have to do, brother, in these last days. That's what we doing. That's what we up to. All right. We're trying to get these things going, brother. So when our King Christ returns, which is going to happen, Lord allow, we want to make sure that we are caught working in the field. We're not just a bunch of Christians who are talking but not doing. We want to be doing. We want to be actively doing the work of God. So I'm showing everyone this picture could come out. Did you see this? This wild berries plant that was destroyed last night in Russia. Okay, this was done by the Ukrainians. When I was saying before I brought you on, this was so important and so heavy. This plant made about, $60 billion every month. This is the equivalent to an Amazon here in our country, in America. This is the equivalent. This was Russia's Amazon, and they destroyed it. This was a distribution factory in Russia for supplies, for medical supplies and everything you can get from Amazon. With that that's what they distributed out. That's what they destroyed that. Why is that important? Because I don't want you to feel sympathy for Russia or Ukraine or Iran or Israel. I'm bringing these stories up about war to get your mind focused on the last days. Tonight's class, I believe, is such a great topic because Blacks and Latinos and North American Indians, we don't really know what our culture is. I was speaking to an Issacharite brother today who kept saying we when he referred to America. He kept saying we. You hear that a lot, Kakum. You out there in the audience, in the comment section, chat. What do they say, chat? Y'all in the chat, tell me, do you believe that you're American, that you're included with America? I'm telling the brother, you ain't a part of this country. This country doesn't want to see your Mexican face here. But it's not his fault. It's the fault of the church, Kakum, because they taught us that we could be integrated into this country, that we could be Americans too. That's what Dr. King told us. That's what Cesar Chavez told us. That's what we were taught. We could be a part of this country. Meanwhile, they're trying to kick out every Mexican they see, that they smell. If you got an accent, they listen to it closely. They're kicking you out the country. Why? Because this place have never loved us. This place is not our rest. Give me that scripture real quick. Come. First and foremost, you want to learn what your culture is. Learn what your culture is not. You are not an American. You are not Mexican. You don't descend from Cortez and the Spaniards that conquered the people, the indigenous people of your forefathers, the Pueblo Indians, the natives down there. You aren't Puerto Rican. You're not a rich port. Learn what you are not before you learn what you are. We're not niggers. We're black for sure. That word describes us. But we ain't no guy. That word in conquered the indigenous people there. He called the goddamn he called them West Indians or Western savages. He came to North America and called them North American Indians or North American savages. He went over there to East India, the Indians, Mahatma Gandhi's people, and called them Eastern savages when he's the only savage on the earth. Why? Because you don't know who you are. We don't know who we are. Well, let's first find out, Kakum, who we are not. Let's learn who we are not. Let's learn the homeland that is not our home. Let's learn the land that we live in is not our place of rest. Let's learn where we aren't supposed to be before we learn where we're supposed to be. Read what you got, Kakum Gabor.
Khan, yeah, this is the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Because, yeah, brother, this is Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. For all the brothers and sisters who are reading along. The Bible says, arise ye, get up. That's what arise means. Arise means to get up, get the hell up. Stop being so sleep. What Jeremiah has been saying lately, stay woke. Shalom, sis. Stay woke. Get the hell up. Arise ye, get up. Keep reading.
Khan, because it is polluted.
No. Arise ye. Start from arise ye, Kakum.
Khan, Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. And depart.
And do what? And do
depart.
What? The Bible says, arise ye, get up and depart. Get the hell out of there. In Revelations, it says 18 and 3 and 18 and 6. It says, do what? Come out of her, my people. Separate yourself. Does that mean you go like those idiots in Chicago did in the 70s and literally move out of the country to go to the Middle East, to Israel? No, this is spiritual. This is get your spirit out of America. Get out of the Christmas spirit. Get out of the spirit of democracy. Get out of the spirit of the Constitution. Get out of the spirit of God loves everybody. Get out of that Christian spirit. Get out of that Muslim spirit. Get out of that agree to disagree spirit. Get out of it. Get out of the spirit to love whores. America provides our people with every lust that you want. Get out of that American spirit. Get out of the European way, the Western way that comes from the Greek and the Romans. Get out of it. Keep reading, Kakum. Shalom to the young man finest. Shalom. Yahweh Shemashah. Go ahead, Kakum.
Khan, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted.
This is not your what?
Your rest.
This is not your what?
Your rest.
Brother, the Dr. King had it wrong. The civil rights movement had it wrong. Chavez had it wrong. You're not supposed to get comfortable that black slaves, the children of slaves, can be Americans. That was so you could work for your oppressor even more. That wasn't to include you in their society. How do I know? Because they don't want you in their society. They murder our children. They go unalive and hunt our sons. They don't defend or protect our people against heathens that America is at war with. Rick Child, who murdered that brother, right, Carmelo Belton, who murdered Cyrus Carmack Belton in South Carolina just a month ago, he's a Chinese. America is against the Chinese, and the Chinese are against Americans. If the 14th Amendment and the 13th Amendment and the ratified Constitution, or the ratified amendments that made the children of Negro slaves in America a part of this country, why didn't the South Carolinians defend that brother Cyrus Carmack Belton against the known enemy of America? Why is it that in the 1990s, when that poor sister was unalived by those Koreans in that store in Los Angeles and Compton, why didn't the good old boys of America defend her? Why didn't they protect her? Why didn't they go to war with the Koreans over an American? If Cyrus Carmack Belton is an American, why is he dead? If Philando Castile is an American, where was his defense? Why is he dead? Why did they abuse his daughter and wife in the backseat of that cop car after they just murdered their father and husband? Why don't we aren't afforded the same privileges as an American as the Chinese or the Arabs if we're so American? Because we are not American. Because this is not our rest. The UK is not our rest. This place is not our home. Get up. Stop being comfortable here. This is spiritual. Why are you celebrating Christmas like an American? Why are we Christian like a good old American? Like Adam Smith, like John Jay, like Thomas Jefferson? Why are we Christian? I know why he is. He's American. I know why he believes in the Constitution. He's American. We are not. This is not our home. We're slaves here. That's what we are. We're the children of slaves who are still slaves, fighting every day to be free, just like Frederick Douglass, just like Booker T. Washington, just like W.E.B. Du Bois. We're still fighting for what? What are we still fighting for? Somebody finish my statement. What are we fighting for still in 2026? Does anybody know? I'm going to finish it just so I'm going to say it, give you the answer just for time's sake. We're fighting for equality in 2026. I thought our forefathers did that. Didn't grandma do that in the 60s? Did my uncles do that in the 70s? What are we doing that for now if we're so American? Because this place is not our home. This is Mexican Raza. This is not our home. This is not your home, Catrachos, Chapinos. This isn't your home, Boricuas. This isn't your home. Even to the North American Indian, you descend from some man whose home that is in the Middle East. This isn't your home here. I know you were first here. That's true. But this isn't your home, clearly. If this was your home, you wouldn't be on reservations right now. You wouldn't be on reservations if this was your home. Keep going, Kakan.
Right. Khan. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you.
Because it is what?
Even
it is
because
polluted.
It is polluted.
This place is polluted. It's polluted with what? Pedophiles, sexual deviances, rapists, murderers, liars. The founding fathers of America were pedophiles, just like the current father of America, Donald J. Trump, the president, the king of this place, just like the rulers of this place. Now and then, they were pedophiles and child molesting slave drivers then. They're disgusting pedophile slave drivers now. There is no difference. This place is polluted. There were murderers, just like your president now. They're truth breakers. Every oath they break is polluted with sin, with deviances. Everybody can be whatever they want to be. LGBTQ, a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man, but Cyrus Carmack Belton can't flee a store without being murdered. Do you understand, Doc? A woman can be a man trapped in a woman's body. A man can be a woman trapped in a man's body. But your black son can't go on a fishing trip and come back home safely like Nolan Wells. He can't hang out with white friends. He can't go be with white people if we're so equal. Why can't your black son go on an all-white fishing trip with his white buddies and come back home safe? Why didn't any other white kids get missing, go missing? Why don't any other white kids get murdered by the police? Because this place is full of pollution. It's full of murder. It's full of sin. It's full of dallying. That's this place. It's Caligula. It's home. It's some place the Lord destroyed because of the land was so polluted. It was polluted with homosexuality. It was polluted with sexual perversions. It was polluted with unkindness. They said Sodom and Gomorrah was a cruel place. They didn't have hospitality. What other country doesn't have hospitality? America. America kicks out its guests. The Mexicans built this place, still maintain it, and do the best job so that your lettuce doesn't have cycloparalysis and you get goddamn explosive diarrhea. They pick all your fruits now so that bananas aren't $10 a pound, so that apples aren't $10 a pound. They wash their hands because they're cleanly people. Cut your yard, build your homes, build your on your construction sites, building your businesses, and you treat them like SHIT. You kick them out the country. You abuse them because this place is polluted with unhospitality. This place is unhospitable to the people who maintain it, to the people who've built it, who've contributed the most. It's polluted. This isn't our home. In our home, the people who are strangers will be able to at least live amongst us without having to fear for their lives. That's in the Bible. The Lord said, be kind to the stranger because you were a stranger in Egypt. That's a part of our laws and our culture to be hospitable. It is not American culture to be hospitable. And even to call it Southern hospitality denotes the Judite slaves that were slaves in the South. That's why the cuisine of the South is what it is. White women can't cook. I hate to break it to you, brothers. I know that broke a lot of hearts. White women can't cook. White people can't cook. That barbecue culture, that Southern hospitality culture, the cowboy culture of America is not Americans. It's not the white man's. It's Black and Latinos and Native Indians. This place, we've made it what it is. And they refuse us. They unalive us. They hate us. They despise us. They mistreat us. They envy us. This clearly is not our home. And the Lord is telling us time and time again to arise, you get up, pay attention. Don't you know the signs of the time? Depart from this place. Get out of this place. Take your spirit out of this place. Now we know what we are not to come. Now we know we aren't Americans. We aren't Mexicans. We aren't Jamaicans. Who are we? That's what we need to find out. Who are we if we're not the Americans? If this place is not our home, if the Lord is telling us, get up from us, arise ye and depart. If he's telling us this place isn't ours, what place is ours? Let's get it. Go to Who do I want to start? Go to Genesis. Let's get to Genesis. All right. This is who we are. All right. You can, in fact, you can, for time's sake, you can skip ahead. Go to Genesis, the 49th chapter. There was a man by the name of Israel. Excuse me. We got to set this. We got to set the record straight about who the real Israelites could come, because people still are having trouble knowing that we are the real Israelites. That should be common knowledge. That should be common knowledge, could come. Young man, that should be common knowledge. Right. We should all, the world should know now. I got a video that I wanted to send you out. Come bar. Do you know Zhang? I think it is. He's very popular on social media, right? This cat had a video that I saw 2 nights ago at my slave. I was listening to it, of course. Not actually watching it, but I listened to this video. Excuse me. And this cat here said, he never said the Jews are black, but he broke down our history leaving Israel into Africa, I want to say. Then I stumbled across a great book, right? So you know I have this book here could come called Albion Seed by David Hackett Fisher. There's a book I'm getting now by him called African Founders. Now, this is all you need to do when it comes to that book, African Founders. Why am I bringing up African Founders? I don't have it right here with me. I don't want to reach down and get it. You know, from Babylon to Timbuktu.
Yeah.
About. And I said, now remember, this cat is forget the book which he mentions. He's talking about the Israelites. Brother, do you know in this book, he it David Hackett Fisher in African Founders. In the Caribbean, right before we were set out Africans are the ones who Nigeria belongs to, who Angola belongs to. We were fleeing persecution from the Romans in 70 AD. So we established commonwealths and cities inside of these African countries. You back to come?
Yes, like that.
Okay, I can hear you, Tawab. No, you good, brother. You Tawab. No sweat. Brother, this cat, David Hackett Fisher, talks about that in African Founders. He mentions, when I get this book, brother, I'm going to be bringing those things out. He mentions how the metal work that we did superseded. Now, remember, this cat, David Hackett Fisher, is a professor, a well-known and respected historian throughout the world. He's about 90 years old with a bad stutter. This cat he knows what he's talking about. He's been around. And this cat talks about what Rudolph Windsor said in his book, how we had our own civilization inside West Africa before we were sold. And he mentions the things that we brought with us. He mentions the skills and the trades we brought with us, the metalwork. He mentioned that in the book. This is not Rudolph Windsor. This is a white man, David Hackett Fisher. And I said to myself, oh my God, after watching that Chinese Professor Yang, after looking at African Founders, after, of course, reading this all of these years, and the truth could come from Babylon and Timbuktu, I said, this is common knowledge amongst the elite of this place and amongst the educated. This is not common knowledge amongst our people. Our people still believe we're African. We still don't know the knowledge that's common amongst rich white people who go to Yale and who go to Harvard, who study, who are historians. They know who we are. We don't know who we are. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Let's find out who we are. Why don't we, Kakum? Give me Genesis 49. Let's go there. All right. We're going to teach you the truth about who you are today, whether you want to learn it or not. If you're here, it means you want to learn it. I don't know what you came here thinking you were going to get, but you're getting the truth, because I'm so sick and tired of this not being common knowledge. I always hate the fact, and I know, like General Muhammad said, that means that it's a sign that we need to work harder in the school. But I hate listening to family members of friends from the world in my past, and they always have all of these questions about the truth and about our culture and about our history. I always not hate it, but I always get saddened by it, because I always think, man, what would we have been if this was common knowledge amongst our people? If our culture and the history of our culture wasn't stripped away from us, what could we have been, Kakum? What could we have been? Read what you got, Art. Give me, of course, you know what I want. Give me the prophecies about each tribe.
This is the book.
This is at the end of David's life. Salakia, at the end, not David, I'm sorry. At the end of Jacob's life, Jacob's name was later changed to Israel. At the end of his life, he had 12 sons. He gave each son a prophecy about who their countenance, about their spirit, who they are, right? Each son has a way. Why am I using that word way? I'm not using, I know it's some Issacharites listening. I'm not using way, W-E-Y. I'm using way, W-A-Y, meaning this is a folk way. This is a culture of theirs. This is the way they're going to be, a way they're going to behave. This is the way you're going to know who these people are in the last days. I'm using that word way, and I know forgive me, Kakum. I know I still haven't made this video. I'm going to do it ASAP. I'm going to do it as soon as possible. About, in this book, some of the great findings that I read about cultural folk ways. What makes up your culture? What makes up your people's culture? Right? I have this board, this whiteboard here, right? I listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I listed 5 of them that I'm going to be making videos about throughout the days to come. I got speech ways, family ways, marriage ways, religious ways, and food ways. Those are 5 out of the 21 that Professor Hackett Fisher, that he put in his book to describe the 4 folk ways, British folk ways that came from Great Britain in the 1600s, right? I thought and read that and I said, damn, I looked at these and I was embarrassed. Because as an Israelite, before I learned that I was an Israelite under Commanding General, I could not tell you what Black people's folkways were. If you were to ask me 30 years ago, I ain't that old, could come. If you were to ask me 15 years ago, what are Black people's speech ways? What is our cultural speech way? Your speech way is syntax, is vocabulary. It's the language that your people speak. What language do Black people speak? Anybody want to give me the obvious answer? What language do Black people speak?
Right.
Don't all speak at once. Go ahead, Kakam.
Well, right now we speak English.
No, don't say right now. Because remember, if you asked me 15 years ago, right now is we've always spoken English because in the world, we were ignorant to our past.
Right.
The young man, give him a hand and give Kakumgabar a hand. We speak our oppressor's language. We speak English. Some of us speak Spanish. Some of us speak French. That's what language the Haitians speak, French. The West Indians and the Negroes speak English. Now, it may be a variation of English because we put our own swing to it. They call it AAVE, but it's English nonetheless. Have we always spoke English? Have we always spoke Spanish? Is English Black language? Or is that another man's language? Is Spanish our language? Spanish is a Latin language. English is a bastardized language. It's a Latin language technically, but it's so many different languages in English. It's German, it's Germanic, it's Latin, right? So we speak Latin languages. We ain't Latin. That derives from the Greeks. We ain't Greek. Never been Greek. And there's no history of us being Greek. So why do we speak Greek languages, Kakam? We ain't the children of Philip of Macedonia II. We aren't the descendants of Alexander. We're not the descendant of Julius Caesar and Aristotle and Plato. Why are we speaking Latin languages? That's not our speech way. I know why white people that come, I know why I know why Albion seed speaks Latin languages. Albion is the old name for Great Britain because of the Albion mountains there in Europe. It literally means white land. That's what Albion means. It means white land. I know why they speak Latin languages because they're white. They're descendants of they come out the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. So I know why Russians speak Russian, Kakam. I know why Ukrainians speak Russian. I know why the French speak French. I know why they speak a Latin language. Why do Black people and Haitians, why do Jamaicans and Trinity Borden, why do we speak English? Why do we speak Latin languages? Why does Raza speak Spanish? They're not the descendants of Spaniards. They were there before Spaniards, before Queen Isabella, before Ferdinand and King Philip. Why do they speak Spanish? Does anyone want to know? I mean, does anybody have the answer? This isn't a rhetorical question. Why do we speak the languages we speak? It's not ours. It's not our people's speech way. So why do we speak it? I'm seeing comments in the comments section, but I'm not getting the answer. Okay, to this cat's point, we're the only Americans. If we were here before our oppressor, what language did we speak before our oppressor got here? This is to, who is this? Concerned citizen, right? In the 1800s, Black Americans were Marines, Navy men, especially maritime sailors. You have no clue about American history. I'm asking you a question, concerned citizen. If we were the only Americans, if we were here first, what was our speech way before Queen Isabella, before Ferdinand, before Albion seed came over here, before the Quakers and the planters, before they came over here, before the Puritans came over here, what languages did we speak? Somebody tell me, concerned citizens, since you know so much about American history and so much about Black history, tell me what language we spoke. What language was it? What language did the Mexicans speak before the Spanish conquered them?
Right.
Anybody know? Do you want to know why you don't know? Because you've been lied to about what your culture was. That's why. You don't know what your speech way was. What was your conventional pattern of writing? What was your syntax? What was your vocabulary? What language did you speak? He keeps naming things that's not answering my question. You claim to know so much about American history. That's what he said could come. He challenged me on it. I'm asking him, what language did black people speak? That's all.
Right.
Our family way. That was another folk way in this man's book. He still ain't naming the language. I don't think he knows could come. I think it's safe to say that concerned citizen doesn't know the language blacks, Latinos, and natives spoke before we were conquered. Before we were conquered. I think I know why he doesn't know. Could come. I think I know why. Young man, Finest, young man, Yeshaya, I think I know why he doesn't know. Because neither did we when we were in the world. I didn't know what the hell we spoke before we were conquered by the white man. What in the hell did I care? For all I knew, I was American. I was African. Right. I could tell you the African speech ways. You take me to any place in Africa. Go to Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Niger, Chad, Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Mauritania, Mali, Algeria, Morocco. You go to any country in Africa, I could tell you their speech way. I could tell you their family way. I could tell you their marriage way, their religious way, their food ways. I could tell you all their cultural folk ways that make up their people. I couldn't do the same for us, Kakam. That's a problem. You see, we don't know who we were before we were captive, before we were slaves. I'm here to teach it to you, brother. I'm here to teach it to you, sister. You know what language you spoke before you were conquered by your oppressor? Hebrew, Ibar, Lashawan Kodash, the holy language. Read what you got, Kakam. This is who you are, brother. This is who blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians are. We're the Israelites in the Bible. And everybody knows it if you're educated. You don't know because you don't read and you're not educated and don't go to Harvard. Read what you got, Kakam.
Yeah, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Which is what a prophecy is. He's prophesying over each son, giving them a prophecy about who they are. So we know that this person is this now, that the Judite is this, the Reubenite is this. That's what the Bible just said. Keep reading. Give me one of them. Just give me two. Give me Benjamin. Give me Levi. Give me Judah. Give me Issachar. Give me any one of them. Just give me about 2 or 3 for time's sake. You pick verse whichever 8. Child you want to do. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise, and thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies.
You hear that? The Bible says that Judah, that is who thy brother shall praise. Why? Because Jesus Christ, our King, the King of Israel, the King of all kings, is what? A Judite. A Judite. This, remember, is a prophecy. So it hasn't yet happened, but it will happen. You understand? Judites, which is where the term Jew, that catch-on phrase nickname comes from. It comes from the son, the fourth born son of Israel, Judah. That is who you are, who your brethren shall praise. Why? Because the King of all kings was born from the seed of David. That's why. Judah. Keep going.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
Thine hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Because Judites are the so-called Negroes here in America. We are, out of all the Israelites, in the last 200, 300 years of modern history, we, have been in arm's reach of our oppressor. There's not too many other Elisha, so like Cucumber Bar. There's not another tribe out of Israel who could say that. We have been living amongst white people, our enemy, our oppressor, for the last 410 years. I don't know of another tribe that can say that. The tribe of Judah have been, our hands have been in the neck of our enemy. That denotes the proximity we are to white people, to our oppressor. This is speaking about one son. This is a prophecy about one son. Who in all of the world does this apply to? You can't apply this to everybody. This is only applied to one man and his descendants, the tribe of Judah. That's one. We Negroes in America are the Judites in the Bible. That's who we are. I could tell you what the Judite speechway is. And when I say Judite, I'm including all of Israel, meaning Israelites who are so-called Black, Latino, Native Indian. You see, I couldn't tell you what the Mexicans spoke before they were conquered by Cortez, by the Mexicans. I couldn't tell you what the Negroes spoke. I could tell you now that I have the truth, that I've been equipped and armed with the knowledge and the universal practical knowledge of the truth. I know what our speechway was. Do you know what it was? Hebrew. Do you know what our family way was? I know how we would marry our families because I have the Bible. I know exactly what our culture was on marriage. I know what our culture was on marriage. I know what it was on religion. Religious way is a pattern of religious worship, theology, and the church architect. That word church in the Bible means school. Our religious way, which I don't like using that word religion because it's not UPK, but our religious belief is that we were monotheistic. Do you know what that means? We had one God. Shema Yasha Allah, Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Akkad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one. That's what our folkway was when it came to religious beliefs. We had the God of Israel that we obeyed, worshiped, and we served. We have a priesthood of Levitical priest. See, I could tell you the culture of our people using the Bible, but Cucumber Bar, could you tell me the culture of our people without using the Bible? What was our religious way? You see, now Judites, the tribe of Judah, the Negro in America, we're Christian, Cucumber. We're Southern Baptist. We're non-denominational. We're Episcopalian. We're AME. What were we before we were Christian? Before we were forced to be Christian? I can tell you the Mexicans, they're Catholic. What were the Mexicans before the Spanish conquistadors brought Catholicism and forced it down their throats? What was their religious way? What did they believe in? Without using the Bible, you couldn't tell me. You couldn't tell me. You couldn't tell me how they would marry off. That's a major folk way of making up a culture, the way they deal with their family and marriage. That's in this cat's book. What is the way we marry, Cucumber? I think we just F like bunny rabbits. I don't even think there's a ceremony. There's nothing. You just have sex with a woman. You're together with her for 15 years, and now you're common law marriage. Is that the way we did things before we were conquered by this beast? Before we were oppressed by our oppressor? Before Albion seed conquered us? Is that how we behaved? We didn't just F a girl. I could use the Bible and show you in the Bible how we would marry a woman. I could show you what Jacob did to his wives. He went to their father first, to Laban, courted them for a time, got permission from their father. Do we do that now, Cucumber? Do you think these YNs, do you think young brothers or young sisters do that now? No. They whip that penis out and just put it in whatever hole they want. Whether it's white, black, Asian, they don't give a damn. We don't marry anybody in our culture. You can't marry a white woman in our culture. She has to be from bone of your bone and flesh of your flesh. She has to be your family if you want to marry her. You see, using the Bible, I could tell you what our folk ways are and what they were. I can't do it if we just are going off of what our oppressor have trained us to be. What our oppressor's culture is, what we were after we were conquered. I couldn't tell you that now. I don't know what our marriage way is. I don't even know if we get married. I think they say black women are the least married in all races of women. How in the hell is that possible? When black and Latino women are the baddest women out of every woman possible. I know why. Because we're slaves, because we don't know our culture. Because we don't know our culture. That's the reason why we don't have a grip on reality when it comes to our speech way, our marriage way, our family way, our food way, What do we eat, Kakam? What is culturally our diet? Is it soul food? Is it chitlins and hog maws? Is it pickled pig's feet? Is it what's chorizo? Is it pork? You see, we have a pork infused diet. Mexicans will put pork in water. Raza will put pork in everything if you let them. Is that what they ate before they were conquered? Is that their culture? Is that their food way culture? You see, using the Bible, I could tell you what Mexicans ate. I can tell you that they didn't eat pork because that was against their cultural law. That was against our culture to eat pork. It was against our culture to eat rats, to eat dogs, to eat anything. We had a cultural diet.
Right, frogs.
Of goat and lamb. Right, eating frogs and squirrel. The tribe of Judah down south, brother, old southern Judah had to eat coon.
Right.
They'll eat raccoons and squirrels and possums. Well, we eating squirrel, that is a slave's diet if I've ever seen one. Raza in Mexico eats rats. They would catch rats in the field and cook them. Put some goddamn tahini on it and eat that sucker. That's not our culture. Damn sure. I know for a fact that ain't our culture. We don't eat, that's Moabite culture, Chinese culture, Japanese culture. To eat any fish that comes out of the sea. You see, I could show you the law in the Bible where we don't eat all the food in the earth because the Lord didn't make all the food and animals in the earth clean. This is the ways that we have using the Bible. Now, I challenge anybody could come to show me Black, Latino, and Native Indian culture without the Bible. Because I can show it to you using it. I can't show it to you without it. Does everyone understand? It's important to know who you are. Who you are says something. Your culture is important. The problem could come is that we have been lied to about what our culture is. That's why what we do in the UPK is so important, because we are empowering God's people to relearn their culture, relearn their language, relearn what they're supposed to eat, how they're supposed to get married. Those things are extremely important. It's what we're supposed to teach our children. Give me that. This will be the last scripture, Kakam. Last scripture. Give me Deuteronomy. Remember the days of old. The Lord commanded, the Lord, the Most High God commanded for us to remember who we are. Remember the days of old. Remember what our culture was or is. The Lord commanded us to do that. Read that, Bible Hushai in the Bible, and then we're going to get out of here, Kakam.
Wakam. Yeah, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Brother, it's important for us to remember who we are. Remember where we came from. Remember what we had to suffer through out of Egypt, in Assyria, under Babylon, in Greece, in Rome, fleeing Rome into Africa, then having to deal with them stinking Africans in Africa to the point they sold us to America, what we had to endure in America. It's important to know that. We have to remember where we came from. And from the time we came from the west coast of Africa to America, over these years, we began to lose who we were, forget who we were. Why? Because of oppression. It's no fault of ours. We were in slavery, right? In slavery under a beast, the white man. So yeah, we lost our culture, but now you have no excuse not to get it back. Now we're going to get our culture back, brother. We're going to get how we spoke, the Lashawan Kodash, the Hebrew back. We're going to get the way we married our women and our sons back. We're going to get the way our food, the food we eat, our belief system, we're going to get it all back. It's here in the UPK. That's what this school is here for, to teach our people our culture, to show us who we were and who we're supposed to be according to the Bible, the laws we're supposed to obey. That is our cultural religious way, the laws of God. So it's important who we are. All right. It's very important who we are. It's important for you to know who you are. And it's important for you to teach your children who we are. That way we don't repeat this vicious cycle of oppression, after slavery, after death, after Rick Child, after Letitia Harlan, after the Confederacy, after KKK, after destruction, after destruction. We don't want to repeat that cycle. We want to be rulers in this planet. We want to rule this place the way God intended for us to. That's our culture. But we will never get it if we don't learn it. All right. Join us next week in Chicago at the Salaki. We got all these links here. All right. Join us in Chicago for the Midwest Fire Weekend. While you're still in class, click on these links, help you navigate through each itemized everything that's in the itinerary for what we have coming up in Chicago for the Fire Weekend. All right, I'm gonna be there. Could come, or I know you, Lord Allah. I know you. I'll see you there. Right, we'll be bringing the brothers up from Iowa, Kansas City. It's gonna be the Midwest Fire. All the Midwest heavy hitters will be there, from Captain Marquardt, the Midwest Monster Mayhem, all the way down. You understand? To every newly raised captain, Captain Raham, Captain Yardan, Captain Lamont, Captain IG, our Lumgabar. Right, every brother in the Midwest, we're gonna be there. Sisters be there. Right. Support, right? There's a GoFundMe link on one of these links. All right, be there. Okay, show up. Bring your appetite, bring your family, their cultural environment. All right, cookouts, gatherings, feasts. That's how we are. That's how we roll. That's how the Lord designed us to be a hospitable people, unlike Donald Trump and his people in America. All right, so let's get it on. It'll be next week. The actual cookout date is August the 2nd, which is the Sunday. So we got 1 week and we'll be there. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see everybody there. Shalom. I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Kumgabar.
That's right. Yeah, this is the ISUBK security announcements. We're the ISUBK started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only, and they are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the brother will arrange it. And after that 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to that brother or that sister. And there's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. And after that 6 months period, if the brother and sister want to marry, they got to get permission from the heads to marry. Pay your tithes. That is a commandment. You can find that in the book of Numbers, chapter 8 through 21, the book of Malachi, chapter 3, 8 through 10. That means a tenth in the Hebrew, Ma'asharah. And that's 10% of every penny or increase that the Most High God gives you. You could give that to the Treasury Department or to the teacher. A priest fund, or a free will offering for a priest is not mandatory. It's whatever amount you would like. In the upcoming holy convocations, we got the feast of the memorial blowing of the trumpet. You know what I'm saying? That's going down September 11th, 2026. That would be September 11th. 2026. That's the first day of the 7th month according to the Hebrew calendar. And of course, just like Officer Malak just broke down, we got the Midwest Fire Weekend coming up next weekend. Right. You know, click the links all in the chat so you can get the full itinerary. And just to clarify, you do not have to be in the ISUBK to come to this. We invite all brothers and sisters, as long as you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American.
That's
you can
right.
Come to the cookout. You know what I mean? Don't bring your white girlfriend. Don't bring your African girlfriend. Don't bring your Chinese girlfriend or whatever. They will not get in. Slakia. And if any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, war scarf. And with that, men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yazmatah, hands down. Star means a turn. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak,
Yahweh Shemar Al-Thon by Shem Yahushua.
Yazmatah class dismissed.
Shalom, mighty man.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
Lord Christ, sorry.
Seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me we don't live in hell. My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round here spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the Most High. He said, fuck that shit, he trying to sell another pie. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I did. See a man reach out to God before he died? Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughter, there's one man in your bed, I won't stand for less. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile legs. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah, I was thugging with Lucky, that nigga left me for dead. Endured to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.